Parents of Reddit, what why? Has your toddler thrown you that even Google couldn't answer? Son, pointing, Daddy what's that? Me, it's a cow. Son, why? Me. Because if it wasn't, son, it would be a space where a cow should be. We couldn't allow that. Let him deal with that enigma. But why would the cow need to be there? Son, this is a dangerous line of questioning. They're listening. Why are they listening? Sometimes I really want a kid. Then I remember that the little shit's gonna learn what questions are one day. Why do you remember that? My first grader asked in front of her entire classroom, why does the tooth fairy want my teeth? 36-year-olds looked at me for the answer. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of propaganda out there that likes the public to believe they use them to build beautiful enchanted castles for the fairies to live in, but I reckon it's a cover-up to hide the illegal trade of teeth for witch doctor medicines and piano keys. Human ivory trade is alive and well. The market for human horn is still stiffly competitive. Mummy, why are we alive? Christ, it's not even 8 a.m. Good question, Timmy. Hey Michael, Vsauce here. This isn't a why question, but my kid asked me what's your favorite stairs 2 weeks ago and I'm still confused. Edit, you guys are amazing and these responses have made my day. I can clearly respond to my 4-year-old now. Edit, my first silver. Thank you, stranger. Pretty straightforward, upstairs or downstairs? Smile. No favorite style of stairs. Mine are spiral, because it started out a functionality thing and now it's almost always an extravagance. Also, you're running around in circles while either ascending or descending, and that's just fun to think about. So true. I also like stairs that come out the wall with no railing, just like big slabs that naturally formed. Or those fancy stairs that start as one big one, then split into two going opposite directions. Those are cool. Edit, I appreciate all of the positive fun energy about stairs in these replies. Gotta love the simple things in life. Why was I in space before your tummy? Tell me more, kid. If there really were dragons, what would they cost? All the riches in Scotland. Edit spelling, I can't spell Scotland and I am ashamed. Why do I love you so much? Daddy, are you going to be a boy when you grow down? Toddlers are just shower thoughts incarnate. And are actually smarter than some thoughts people have on their under their showers. Who will be my mommy when you're gone? Tears everywhere. My cousin who's like 4 asked me at a family gathering what's the best paper. Months ago, and I'm still wondering what he meant. For writing? College rule. Always college rule. For crafting and or paper airplanes? I always like cardstock because it's thicker and folds really nice. For rolling? I'm a traditionalist and like zigzags. For origami? I don't know. I don't do that. It's hard. For drawing? I like the Strathmore with the perforated edges so it tears nicely, and or the same brand of tracing paper. It's great quality. For wiping? 3-ply. It's gotta feel like a blanket on your butt. For keeping warm on a cold night? Newspaper. Edit, the amount of knowledge of origami paper is incredible. I had no idea so many people knew so much about origami. Way to go, people. It's so cool that I can learn about that. Thanks for the info. For origami? I don't know. I don't do that. Reads just like any Amazon product question section. Lamau. Why are things called the way they are? I made the mistake of explaining that early people just made up words for things. Now my son has his own language he calls secret voice, but no 2 words are ever the same, so trying to decipher what he means when he points and says secret voice words is a ducking challenge. True story. Mom, what's the thing you put in your butt? She asked this for years, and I would constantly tell her you don't put things in your butt. She would ask this all the time. Initially I was terrified she may have. Finally I got the answer. In Walmart. At the checkout. As I'm purchasing tampons, she screams at the top of her lungs, "Those are what you stick up your butt." I must have had her with me at one time and it traumatized her. Although not more than I was in Walmart that day. My child was 5, pointed at condoms in the grocery store and asked what they were for. I was exhausted, so I said they prevent babies. 2 weeks later, he went to a friend's house who had a sibling. He discovered his friend had to share with his baby brother, and the baby brother was 3 and very annoying because he kept stealing the Legos they were building with, and my son has always been serious about his Legos. He asked why he didn't have a brother. I said, because you're an only child. Do you want a brother or sister? No, well, good, because you weren't gonna get one anyway. Back in Kroger a few days later, and my child shouted at the top of his lungs, don't forget the condoms. I like being an only child. He didn't know why they prevented babies, he just wanted to make sure there wouldn't be any more. He now, age 13, refers to the dog as his brother because our dog is a thief who steals things and buries them in his toy box. My daughter used to ask why I took a pill every day, and I said it was so we didn't have more kids. She and her dad were joking around, and she said something sassy at him, and he replied, you'd better behave, I can just make more of you. She yelled back at him, no you can't. Mom takes pills to stop that. I worked with kids for 4 years, and my husband and I are trying for one, and it still amazes me how quickly they can put responses like that together. Agreed, I'm a teacher, and it's amazing how they can struggle to grasp the simplest concepts, but then come back with the wittiest replies, instantly. Mom, why don't I have a pee hose like the boys? I laughed so hard, I couldn't come up with a legit answer. Pee hose, that's duck and funny, lol. New license plate, Imgur.com. Why was everything in black and white when I was a baby? Maybe that kid saw an ultrasound. A lot of these questions seem odd until you have these types of revelations. A lot of these cues are formed around some tiny event in their life that an adult doesn't remember happening. My mom used to call jumping over waves at the beach jumping the giants, and I introduced that to my son when he was a baby. Holding his arms and lifting him as the waves broke at his feet. Hess and I now and said, do you remember how when I was a baby I thought waves were actually called giants? My parents had a drawer in the kitchen where they kept sharp knives, peelers, can openers, etc., etc. Sharp stuff that a kid shouldn't be touching. They told me this by saying it's the dangerous drawer, don't go near it, and for about 10 ducking years I thought the drawer itself was dangerous, and wondered why they never bothered to fix the dangerous drawer. Why is green? A genuine question my daughter asked. Not, why is X green? Just why is green? My 5-year-old asked me why the world goes on forever, and we do the same thing over and over again every day. Sorry, but I was hoping you would get to adulthood before feeling like that. Me, I love you. 3-year-old, why? Me, because you're my little boy. 3-year-old, why? It's been 2 weeks and I'm still evaluating why. Sent me on an existential journey. Wow, some of these toddlers go deep. I was impressed when my 2-year-old developed from "I'm gonna lick it," about the dog cat mark on the kitchen cabinet, dodgy stain on someone's windowsill, etc., to "can I lick it?" Then finally the proud day of "I better not lick that." Don't worry, as a teenager they will go back around to "I'm gonna lick it" edit. Thanks Reddit. My top comment is about teenagers licking stuff. It's not necessarily a single why question, it's the fact he continues to ask but why after I've given him a perfectly good explanation to his original why question. My old English teacher said this is part of language acquisition. He has found a little word which, the first few times, gives him 100% of your attention and you are talking straight to him. That's a reward. He's going to keep saying it because it gets him more you time. He probably cares a bit about the subject, but it's more the conversation he's enjoying. All that attention from learning one small word, why? I was a bit of a scientific kid, and I remember doing it a bit when I was young. Funny how you learn indirectly from it. I asked an old woman, why are you old? And got a lesson about tact and rudeness I never forgot, so I learned some social manners. I also like to ask, how do you know? Which annoyed me because I didn't mean it rudely, I meant where did you get this information, so I might look up similar things, but I didn't have the vocabulary. I got a few smacks for how do you know? And could never make mum understand I wasn't being rude. I remember having infant meltdowns over that one. When I asked about why the sky was blue or the sun was hot, mum would direct me to a book, this was pre-internet, or tell me she didn't know, which was good training. Finally, if I continued the why chain downwards, it ended after 3 or 4 iterations with because God said so, and that would be the answer to any further questions too. I envy your memory. My childhood is a blur at best. Haha, just don't ask me what I had for lunch yesterday. Why I got smacked age 3 is clear. Last week barely exists.